Narcissists have a limited capacity to understand or appreciate the perspectives and experiences of others. They don't see things from someone else's point of view and will often dismiss or invalidate others' feelings and experiences that don't align with their own. And they tend to form shallow, transactional relationships based on what others can provide for them, rather than genuine emotional connections. They view others as objects to be used or extensions of themselves, rather than individuals with their own thoughts, feelings, and needs. Narcissists lack empathy for others, but you will see them have empathy for themselves because of an inflated sense of self-importance. They view themselves as inherently superior to others. They prioritize their own needs, desires, and feelings above all else, often at the expense of others' well-being. This sense of superiority leads them to believe that their own experiences and emotions are more important and deserving of empathy than those around them. They have difficulty empathizing with others because they are primarily focused on themselves and their own needs. This lack of perspective-taking makes it impossible for them to recognize or validate others' emotions and experiences. The narcissist experience empathy on a superficial level, but it is often limited to situations where they can directly relate to or benefit from someone else's emotions. Underneath their grandiose facade, narcissists harbor deep-seated insecurities and fears of vulnerability. They may avoid empathizing with others or acknowledging their pain and suffering because it would require them to confront their own feelings of inadequacy and weakness. And often, their lack of empathy is used as power for manipulation and control in relationships, constantly exploiting others' emotions for their own gain, using charm, manipulation, or coercion to get what they want without regard for the impact their actions may have on others. Having a lack of empathy is one of the defining characteristics of a narcissist. They may fake their empathy. It could appear at times that the narcissist does empathize with others, but they do not genuinely care. Their false empathy is often used as a tool or manipulation tactic to gather information from you, or to get you to trust them so they can manipulate their way into your life to exploit or mistreat you. Information they gather is often used against you or others. Mirroring back your emotions is another way the narcissist may fake having empathy. They are like chameleons and have an amazing ability to copy others to hide their lack of empathy amongst people in their surroundings, mimicking empathy as a way to gain approval, admiration, or validation from others. They could offer insincere expressions of concern or sympathy in order to manipulate others into seeing them in a positive light. Narcissists are often highly concerned with their public image and may pretend to have empathy in order to maintain their facade of being caring, compassionate individuals, and may engage in acts of public charity or volunteerism for the purpose of boosting their own ego and reputation. Preserving their image means more to them than the act of actually doing good. To the narcissist, doing good means it makes them look good, and not because it feels good in their heart. They like to only do good when other people are watching. Behind closed doors, their actions are often self-absorbed and abusive to those that are close to them. They believe that the act of faking empathy is a way to preserve their image and maintain control, or it could be a means of concealing their true intentions or ulterior motives. They may pretend to care about someone's well-being while secretly plotting to exploit or manipulate them for personal gain. In relationships where the narcissist perceives a threat to their power or control, they may feign empathy as a way to manipulate or appease the other person. They may offer false apologies or promises of change in order to maintain control and keep the other person invested in the relationship. But they are just empty words, wanting you to stay in the relationship by you giving them the benefit of the doubt and staying in the hopes that they mean what they say. Narcissists may also fake empathy to manipulate others' emotions to elicit a desired response. For example, they may pretend to be sympathetic in order to exploit someone's vulnerability and guilt-trip them into doing something they want. Overall, when narcissists pretend to have empathy, it is typically a calculated and strategic behavior aimed at serving their own self-interests rather than genuine concern for others. It's important to remain cautious and discerning in your interactions with narcissists and to be mindful of their tendency to manipulate and exploit others for their own gain. When they display empathy towards you, you may find that it feels so easy and safe to open up to them about your hopes and vulnerabilities. But just remember that their empathy is false and is only a manipulation tactic to gain trust from you. You may find that the information they have learned about you and your vulnerabilities will later be used against you. either to exploit or to deliberately hurt you later in the relationship. They will especially use fake empathy in the love-bombing phase to gain your trust. Then once the connection is made, they can turn off their empathy just like a tap. Narcissists truly don't care about other people's feelings, but they expect everyone else to have empathy and always be attentive towards their sensitive needs and emotions. You will never get your needs met when being in a relationship with a narcissist. It can be confusing in the beginning when you experience the love-bombing phase, thinking that they are understanding and empathetic, then later realizing that they are the complete opposite of what they portray themselves to be. It is an extremely one-sided relationship when dealing with them. A narcissist's sense of entitlement can be evident in their lack of empathy towards others. They don't have the capacity to self-reflect. This makes it impossible for them to care about the effects their actions have on others. Although I believe they do have the capacity to empathize with others, they choose not to. Their selfish agendas and the need for narcissistic supply are often more important to them. It blows my mind that they can deliberately hurt others, then sweep their actions under the carpet to be in complete denial and act as if your emotions are just an inconvenience to them. And if those actions didn't hurt you enough, they can hurt you more by twisting the truth, blaming it on you, and turning others against you. But if somebody does that same action to them, they are enraged, telling the whole world about how they are the biggest victim. They take no accountability for their actions, and they will likely never see that the karma they receive is a consequence of their actions. Instead, they feel entitled to everyone's sympathy and may seek revenge towards those they blame for their consequences. Just remember, a narcissist may appear to empathize with you when they want something from you, but they are also willing to discard you the very next minute if they begin to see you as an inconvenience. Please, if you can help it, don't waste your time and energy engaging in these one-sided and toxic relationships. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in any way, please consider supporting us by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. And please share this content if you think it can help others. Thank you. We believe that knowledge truly is power when it comes to dealing with toxic people.